just cuts off like that. It really doesn't. I thought that I was talking this whole time. I really thought I was talking this whole time. Are you guys telling me that ever since I started this stream that you haven't been able to hear anything at all? Because I literally had the mic button on. It was green. It was green, and like I thought it was connected. That is crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm here just literally going over the charts and then just like trying to talk to Kenneth, trying to talk to Chris, trying to talk to Zelly, whatever. Um everybody, Johnny. I saw Johnny on here. And so happens that my mic was out this whole time. Music was dope though. Yeah, thank you. Um, so no, I wasn't yanking my chain. Oh my god, moistly. No, something else was yanking my chain, and pretty annoying too. Um, just been having a rough week. Like I can't catch a break, and my electric bike got stolen yesterday at 1 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon while I was on the stream still, but I wasn't really saying anything for the rest of the stream because of what happened, and I went to go on my lunch break and it was gone. It's horrible. It's just you know, just horrible. Like what else? What else is there for me to just I don't know. I really don't know. Um, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go through finger first. And you know what's funny? Okay, so I noticed. I'm not sure if this was there before, but I noticed that now the short interest float percentage float has increased from 6% to now 7.58%. The off exchange short volume ratio, I believe, is a lot lower now to 25.64%. The short interest ratio has gone up just a little bit. Um, I want to say it was at 1.90 days to cover. Now it's like 2.31. I could be wrong. We could check out and see if that's accurate or not. Yeah, it's just life. Comes at you with surprises, and you just never know what you're gonna get. And you know, some people understand, some people won't, and they will never know where I'm coming from. And I really do feel like there is some type of energy surrounding me. And I just need to find a way to clear that energy and protect thyself and, you know, be more aware of my surroundings and what I do. And we'll see, just, you know, we'll see what happens with the investigation. I got in contact with the detectives, so I gave all the information, and we'll just gonna have to wait and see if there's something comes up. And if not, then I'll accept it. I've had a good run on that e-bike. It was fun. But anyways, yeah, let's move on. By the way, thank you for showing up for this evening edition of Lines Done with yours truly, Line of All Trades. And just know that the stream is based on educational, research, and entertainment purposes. And anything and everything said on the stream is strictly in my opinion, the fam's opinion, and not financial advice. So please do your own research. So finger motion real quick. It traded at the close of $3.94, down just negative 2.23%. It's not the worst thing. All right, it's just a slight little dip, and it just definitely was not, um if not to call it a dump, you know, because if you think about it, if you look at it from the daily chart, and I will see that message on Discord for you, Big JR, in just a few moments. If you notice, now I don't know how this all works out, but in my opinion, it still looks like it's holding off in a way, but the goal pretty much is for Finger to stay above $4 before this week is over. That is the goal price target, okay? And and I still believe in that, in that thesis that $4 is, I mean, what it's supposed to be the major support level, but it looks like it's just trading just below that, and it's still hovering around that level. And we just need to get past $4 and up to, like, let's say 420, before this week is over, and then we can decide whether that will be enough to create a lot more pressure for the shorts, especially. And good to see you on here, Matt. Welcome back. And to see if you know with with the addition of the cost to borrow percentage rising back up, spiking to now at a max of 300 and, well, actually no, because it actually dropped. All right, so that's unfortunate. So it's going down just a little tad bit, but it was at a max of 340.61% on the max on the 19th, which was on a Monday. And now we're back down to the start and max of 309%. So it's still relatively high. It's still enough to, make those short shares expensive for the shorts to borrow. And as of 9 hours ago, well, let me just refresh the page real quick. That now we've entered into the five-figure digits. 100,000 short shares available. Somebody has been piling short shares for them to borrow. And I don't know when was the last time we've seen this number here, but yeah, this is a big battle here. Now, with that being said, I want to check Big JR's message on Discord right now. And thank you for sharing. Of course, I always appreciate your contribution to the stream, and for us to always be working together and finding these types of information that can help us solve and figure out what is going on with our stocks like Finger and Mullen, right, Matt? And G Bucks and AMC and other stocks that we've been talking about for the past, I don't know, century. But anyways, it says here by Big JR, someone sent Oh, okay. Someone sent this to me. So someone has sent him these screenshots, right? It's a random guy who never posts about Finger and doesn't bash. So nobody we've seen or know of. Says I want him to keep posting so I can watch it, but found it very interesting that they're raising the rates. So let's keep this here for now anyway. This was posted. So this post was up on the 19th, and somebody said, "Okay, I admit it. When I saw the premium in the options, I got short the May $4 puts. I'm guessing the May 16 $4 puts. Every share that I got assigned is now loaned out. That didn't take long. Wow." Um, so then this second screen here happened today, where the income rate has changed on this person's loan security, which is Finger. And he says here, very interesting what I received today. This is a huge increase, 81%. So the income rate has changed for the following securities loaned to Schwab, Charles Schwab, through the Securities Lending Fully Paid Program, also known as, lending your shares to borrow for interest, which retail, a lot of retailers know about and fully understand the whole concept of this, and knowing that it would be a bad idea to lend your shares to the brokerage. For what? I don't know. I don't know why. Why would you do that? I don't know. But anyways, here it says Finger Motion. Oh, the old rate was at 52.5%. Now the new rate is at 81%. So here it says income rate changes for a loaned security are most frequently due to fluctuations in the supply and demand for that security. It says you can view a list of securities you have on loan to Schwab, right? Not not sponsored, by the way, in any type of or shape or form, whatever. Just to show you these screenshots, right? And remember, this is just only for research purposes, not financial advice. So, in my opinion, they're gonna try their hardest, their best, and their desperate ass selves to try to convince you that if you can give us a good portion amount of your shares, he can pay you in a juicy amount of interest. We can give you a good rate, and you can get paid every month, a certain amount if you let us hold some of your shares for interest. And I think that's how it works, right, Big JR? I'm not too sure, and maybe that's how they talk too. Um, but this is how they get their this is how they get their juice, and this is how they get their ammo to, you know, load up on more short shares and to borrow. This is how it happens. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was also contributed to what we just saw on the screenshot, which is, in my opinion, of course, a shame. I know people would say, well, he's wrong for doing that. Some would say, well, he's just trying to make an extra buck and things like that. Though, he's not really wrong for that. He's just probably not biased and doesn't really care. But he just, wants to make money. But that's not the whole point. There's a bigger, deeper problem about this, and the whole point is, you tell me, guys, what's the whole point about this? What's the whole point about this? Let me just read the comments out here. Yanking my chain. Please start from the beginning. And the name was Honey. What was Honey the one that was yanking my chain? Maybe. Let's see. That sucks, bro. Worst feeling. My car stolen a long time ago, and they took the stereo out and left it. Luckily, a couple of blocks away. They were like, "Oh, I don't know. This is a." I guess it's something that they probably thought, they wouldn't do anything with it. Thank you, Kenneth, as well for your concern. Says sorry to hear your troubles. We just get back better. We get back up stronger. So maybe this is a sign to go bigly in puts. Oh, maybe it's you that probably posted that on Twitter. Moistly. Uh, Come on, finger. Finger, I would not recommend that. Bam says finger will start upward trend tomorrow. He's been tracking it and been pretty spot on with his futuristic algos. He said the last 3 days were algos holding it down. Kane says they are going to lend him no matter what. Big JR says I think that might be Matt's Stan account actually. Matt, you're in trouble. They make it short. They hypothecate. I don't think they will have any problem loaning your shares without permission. But then that sucks because there's no way to kind of dig into that sort of matter, investigate within firms and brokerages and stuff to see if they're indeed doing that. Well, pretty much um, exposing them for doing so, and in some cases, there's people that have said that they're lending. Was it? Um, when you turn your when your shares lending off, they turn it off, and then apparently next update it gets turned back on. I don't know. It's a speculation, but that's pretty whack. It really is. Wait, 231? What did we just see here? Was it like that before? Okay, no, I thought it was bugging right now. Um, so yeah, so in my opinion, I think this is something that posted another AI tidbit about stock lending in Discord. Let's go. Let's see what we got. What we got going on here? All right. Thank you, Big JR. I will just have this zoomed in like this. I will actually be right back in just 2 minutes. I need to go pee pee. All right, so how stock lending generates income. Borrowing and lending. Financial institutions like hedge funds or other brokers borrow stocks from investors for various reasons, including short selling, hedging, and covering settlement obligations. Now, wait, can you hear me? Okay. Now, hmm. Wait, OPEX is this week? Wait, wasn't it last Friday? Hmm. 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 You know what? Hmm. Yeah, it's June 20th. You pretty much know because of the contracts here. Like June 20th, I believe I believe November 21st could be no, I think June 20th is usually the last one before the year is over, and then it starts in January 16th. Could be wrong. Let's see. June 20th. Let's see. Let's see. Still got a short. You still got a high open interest here for the $4 strikes expiring June 20th, and decent volume. Also for the $5 strike calls too. So that eventually is going to start picking up in volume. Um, let's see, July 18. Not much volume for July 18. Barely any puts. August 15 is a high open interest for the $5 strike calls. Financial advice. November 21st. Also, but the spread is ridiculous though, because you have to bid at 55 cents and you have to ask at 190. Um, it's not really worth it if the spread is that wide. And then the January 16, 2026 contracts here is showing that the $5 strike calls also has a high amount of open interest and some volume. But the $15 calls, the $15 strike calls, of course, I don't know why this always happens, but there's always a higher interest on the deep in out in the money calls. And it's like, for example, if you look at AMC, and they're let's say June 20th 2025 calls, and the $27 strike, which has a surprising amount of open interest here with 203,972 and a volume of 5,385. That is insanity. And what are the odds of those printing? You know? But going back to finger, as we look at the options statistics, surprisingly, the calls total volume was at 2.84 thousand, and the puts total volume was only 375. And like I mentioned before, or unless my mic was still off, technically, um, the volume for today, per Weeble, showed that it was at a total of 533.56 thousand. And if you take a look at the volume from previous days, compared to yesterday, it was at almost 1,200,000. Before that was 1,500,000. Before that was 2 million. Before that was 1.8 million. On the 14th of May was almost 2.7 million, and the day before that 2.35 million. And so the last time you ever saw the volume on finger this low was, please, well, there's 640,000 here for this candle, but that was when it was at $3 on the 7th of May. And then here, the second lowest, April 29th, with a volume of 535,700, where it was actually down in the red. It was at an open of $2.02 and at a low of $1.76, closing at 178 before breaking back up to $3 and such. Here shows that the estimated borrow fee is at 347.45% with a 300% maintenance. Still expensive, to borrow. So um, things could change if BAM's analysis and in terms of the algos that are happening. I do want to say that there is there is still an influence of the market affecting the price action of Finger and other stocks. Um, so I want to be able to not just put both. What the hell is this? Oh God, hold on. Hold on, what is this? Bull, bear, bull, 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 bear, bull, 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 bull. Chart template, is it this one? So it is this one. Am I bugging or? Okay, whatever. No, no, wait, what? No. What am I doing? Um, oh no, it's supposed to go here and then apply to all. Okay, there you go. Is that it? Alright, fine. But anyways, yeah, what is going on? I think something happened with this layout. Monday holiday gonna mess with things much? Um, I also wonder about that. I I don't know if it will actually. You know what? That's a good question. So I want to actually make sure that that question gets answered here. Just give me 1 second. Save this. Okay. I'm actually gonna do it on my phone. Booyah. And let's see. If wait, so Monday is well. Mm, well, Memorial Day this coming Monday. Um, this coming Monday with things in the market. And that's going to show you with finger. I'm just using ChatGPT, by the way. But yo, what's up, James? How have you been, fam? It was indeed a wild ass day. Very wild. Very wild indeed. Um, Wait, let's just go back to. Actually, hold on, because I was trying to put two together here. And then put the spy. Oh, am I here? Let's see, put the 4 hour here, then put the 4 hour here. Because I want to say that perhaps maybe it's just all, like ready to cool down a bit. Oh, you're good? That's great. It's great to hear. What else has been going on? How's your trades been? And as I read this right now, yeah, a lot of puts have paid. Um, Remember, like we discuss, usually, in my opinion, of course, and due to research purposes, when the market starts to take a huge pullback. I mean, it's usually in general, like for example, Bitcoin too, which is usually tied to the financial markets, the stock market. So you know, once you start seeing the indices drop, you're gonna see Bitcoin drop, and Bitcoin drops, then you're gonna see the miners drop, like Mara and MicroStrategy and CleanSpark and etc. You'll see those. You're gonna see those drop, right? So for just to show you as an example of what had occurred, right? So you go back to the 5 minute chart. Now there was some crazy swings, right? You can see that massive dip that took place early in the morning. Actually, no, in the afternoon. This happened 10 minutes before 1 o'clock p.m. Took a huge dump from 109,724 all the way down to like 106,170. And what that forced to do is, that brings, the Bitcoin miners like Mara, Wolf included, since if Big JR is still here. Do you still play Wolf? Just curious. For example, it just takes the same dump. It just follows the same algorithms that Bitcoin does, because they're pretty much well tied together. And Bitcoin miners mine Bitcoin, so whatever happens to Bitcoin happens to them. Blah, 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 yada yada. So what happened was that eventually I thought to myself, well, you know what? If that's the case, then it's best to get yourself into some $16.50 calls expiring this Friday. So if just to quickly look into this really fast, right? So if you got yourself one of those $16.50 call, I mean not call, puts, and there was a huge amount of volume that had came in today for puts, especially the $16 puts that had a whopping 20,677 in volume, with just about almost 6,000 in open interest. This thing printed. So if you look at the chart for the actual call, you can see here, let me just go to the 5 minute chart, that these contracts at the bottom, while Bitcoin was at the top, or while Mara was at the top at where was it at? 17 something? I forgot. But these contracts were worth 23 cents a piece, so that's $23 per contract. And these things printed all the way to as high as $1 per contract, right? So imagine that. You turned let's say you bought 10 contracts for 23 cents each, $230. 10x. Boom. Well, is it 10x? No, it's not. It's half that. So 5x. It would have made a decent size of gains, in my opinion. So, things like that, for example. But right as of right now, um, yeah, indeed, it is fact that the financial markets all recovered throughout the rest of the day, including power hour. And so if we put it here, let's just go back to SPY and compare their charts. How does that look like here? Hold on. 5 minute. Well, actually, as a matter of fact, so it did consolidate at the same time. But mind you, look at this. Mind you, Bitcoin pumped a lot. It actually took a huge. It actually got a huge pump back up. Big recovery. SPY kind of did the same thing too, and took a little dip. But as SPY was consolidating throughout the after hours, and then dropped a little bit more, Bitcoin was still pumping and hit a new all-time high of $110,788 per Bitcoin. Insanity. That is insanity. So that happened. If you've been accumulating Wolf, since I just saw the comment from Big JR, let's just take a look at that. Let's see, refresh this. So you can see, in a way, it still follows the same algo. You got your little double bottomish, George W here. Then it turns into like kind of sort of like a cup and handle, or another W, and then just pops up. So by the time market opens tomorrow, if it maintains these levels here at above 110,000, then Wolf would probably try to attempt to break over 420 and then go to 430, so forth. But if Bitcoin doesn't hold and that pump was just for nothing, and it drops all the way back down to, let's say, I don't know, like right around 108,000 or below, then obviously it's all going to start falling back down with it too. So up for puts. If it doesn't hold and it drops, down for puts. I said up for calls, down for puts. Duh. So back to finger. So you're looking at finger. To be honest, alright, I'm gonna be honest with you, alright? Because usually when a stock goes on a big rally for a pretty long time, it's got to find a way to cool down, and then come back down and try to find a bottom. So for right now, here, as I show you on the 333 minute chart, I don't know which one looks better, 4 minute, 333. It's up to you. You can see it's just in consolidation, but it also is kind of giving me bear flag vibes. So it's either that, or there's still some room for finger to come down, especially if it's still around the neutral levels here on the RSI, and it needs to come back down to the oversold territory for a potential bounce back, and try to start off a bullish divergence from there. And remember that anything below this yellow line is bearish, anything above it is bullish, right? As you can tell from here. Que quiere? The bird is talking to me. Yeah. There for a long time you could day trade Wolf. I remember we talked about that too. Remember we talked about that too. Yeah, we talked about the historical highs and lows of Wolf, and how it was just like it was just a swing trading machine, right? Day trading, you just literally, oof, just going crazy. What is this? Wow. Oh, first solar. I didn't even recognize that. Um, James did very well in his puts. He bought spy puts, so I congratulate him. A big roar for James. Um, and I wish you nothing but more. Um, on on more gains on spy and whatever you get on. Um, Adam Al Shari, what is going on with you, man? How you been? Thank you for joining the stream and for showing some love to the stream too. Yeah, the bird is talking. It is very very talkative right now. So yeah, we can definitely talk about ass and titties. I mean acid and titties. I can't either way. As much as I try to say the name correctly, it still sounds like I'm saying ass and titties. Acid and titties. Or should I say it formally? Acid and entities. But yeah, we can definitely go over acid and titties real quick. We can check the Fintel data, and we can see what happened, through the last 2 days. Because, quite frankly, um, acid and titties found another bottom from the previous run that it had, and it was just a juicy run. Oh my god. I cannot tell you how much, and then, you know what? I'm not trying to be negative, but I regret. I really regret the fact that I didn't get into the position, buy and hold, gain shares, accumulate, because on this channel we've been talking about ASST for since last year. Like I could literally go here, search the Discord, and the beginning of where we were talking about ASST was back in August of last year, probably, yeah, around the end of August. And back in the end of August, the stock the stock was trading, I don't know, like around maybe $1.23, $1.30, and then we started seeing ASST at that time going parabolic for a little bit. Let's see. The ass and tatas. So you can see here, there was this moment for the stock when it jumped up and it went riding up to as high as $3.94, and then from there it was just a PND until it ended up dropping as low as the 52-week low at 33 cents, and it was insane until we got to this point. Up to this point where it was trading at around 50 cents, 60 cents. And then something happened. Something happened here. And so it was the news about Strive Asset Management to combine with Asset and Titties. And it was to form the first publicly traded asset management Bitcoin treasury company. And so when that news was released, it went buck wild. Like, it went nuts. I never seen anything like that. I was like, you know what? This looks like a freaking squeeze. And sure enough, that's what it did. That's what it did. And not only that, and everybody thought it was gonna go for like a PND, another pump and dump, but it actually maintained a certain level at around above $4 and started making another comeback. And look at it now. So it made its comeback, but it kind of resembles to me as a double top. I don't know if you guys see that. So you have this that topped out the first time when it ran, and then here today, surprisingly out of nowhere, this opened at $8 and shot up to as high as $10.91, which makes that um, Asset and Titty's new 52-week high. And then it dropped down and it closed at 858. So in some ways, it like even if it popped to that high, it still dropped below these previous candles here from the last run at the beginning of this month. And so I think to myself, well, if that's the case, then maybe that's where all the momentum will start to fade, and we'll try to, like, once again, try to retest these lower levels. Either it could be at 6. Hold on. I'm just making an observation here, and again, this is not financial advice, but um, just being hypothetical. It can go back down to 6 and try to hold, as it did here, because you notice. Give me 1 second. I wish I was a lot more flawless here. But you can tell here it had a moment where it held above $6. Then once again here, and then so in theory, if it does start to cool down one more time, this could be a potential level of support at 6. But if not, and if people start to take profit and the whole chain reaction starts happening again, anywhere from this point, which would be around $4 or somewhere below, I want to say somewhere between $3.50 and $4. That would have to be the next critical level of support for Asset and Titties. And then you'll see if there's any other news that starts to break for this company, and with what had just happened in the beginning of this month with Strive Asset Management. For then you would have to make your own decision. So that's my stand for it right now. Again, nothing's perfect, nothing is accurate, but that is just my uneducated guess. But the fact of the matter is that I don't know who got in, but listen, if you got in and you were still holding Asset and Titties, it sounds so funny. Viewer discretion is advised. And even if it went through its ups and downs, and ever since we were talking about it, and you held to this point and rode all the way until $10, you're rich. In theory, you'd be a lot more wealthier than what you was before a month ago. But with that being said, yeah, so that is just my take on it. All right, you can see that there had been some profit taking here, especially if you can see on the 1 hour. And then if we look at the 69-minute chart, well, you know what? That's actually the same thing. It's just consolidating for now. But I wanna see how it reacts with the market, because SPY and the rest of the indices took a huge dump. What up, Fishy? What up, Fishy? Good evening to you, and hopefully you've been having a wonderful Wednesday. How did you do today, man? How was your trades? Let me know in the chat. Fishy, much love to you. Let's see. That was one of your best trades, James. Just be consistent, and always know your limits. Manage your risks, and just keep going. Green is green, no matter what. Even if it's 15%, 30%, 50%. Just don't let them take it all back. You hear me? That is the whole point. You're not supposed to get. You're not supposed to give them a single penny back, in my opinion. Not financial advice. Let's see. Adam says, with Bitcoin going crazy and KDLY pumping, I think she's due for another run. So let's go ahead and go for a kindly little MD here. What the fuck? Wow. What? That is massive. That is. Look at the trend. Are you kidding me? This thing was at a low of at 750 before it bounced back up and it started to continue up its on it. Excuse me, on an uptrend. This is beautiful. If you took this trade, Adam, like at this point, shoot. Does it have options? Ooh, I want to see if it has options. I want to see if this has options. It doesn't. Oh, damn. Because you already know why. You know, if there were options, then the best bet is since you would think that people will start taking profits from there and they'll start dumping from there and going back to these levels at 20. There's yourself some puts. NFA. Thank you, Papa Jr. No options. Well, that's good. They don't really have to manipulate much of the stock using options. What's the news on here? Nakamoto Holdings, Kindly MD, and Anchorage Digital form strategic Bitcoin Treasury partnerships. And just speaking about, and we were just talking about Bitcoin Treasury partnership. Well, with Asset and Titties. We were just talking about with Asset and Titties. The deal to emulate the strategy's Bitcoin playbook and to and to form a first publicly traded asset management Bitcoin Treasury company. Everybody's going to Bitcoin. They're getting into Bitcoin, man. They're gonna all go digital, and they're all gonna go digital soon before everything else starts to go digital and we start to rely on digital assets and crypto, all that stuff. In my opinion, what do you guys think about that? But where's Kindly at? Let me go back to Kindly. How kind of you! Look at that. Let's look at the daily real quick. Oh, what the is this? Wow. Wait, what? This took a huge, like, gap up here. Yo, Adrian, what up? Thank you, Adrian, for the blessing. Okay, now I feel like there's something in my throat that's making me cough. God. Something like here? I don't know what happened. Excuse me. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. All right. This is an interesting little. Oh, okay. Well, that makes more sense. Cause this looks crazy. Literally, like, jumped up from what was this, May 12th. I didn't even eat cookies. That's the thing. So I don't know what else it could be. Wow, that's a big jump here. 226% move from 396 all the way to 3166. That is oof. Wow, almost 300 times, man. All right, let me go get something to drink because this. Oh my god. Talk amongst yourselves. Let me know what you think about this. Okay. El tequila estaba bien fuerte. Dios mío. Yo, not for nothing, but this looks crazy. Crazy strong. Look at that setup, man. That's on a 4 hour chart, too. My goodness. Let's see what else. Okay, so yesterday, Kindly MD shareholders approved proposed merger with Bitcoin Treasury Company. Wow, so this pretty much did the same thing as Asset and Cities, but with Strive Asset Management. But Kindly MD here late Tuesday, the majority of the shareholders approved a proposed merger with Nakamoto Holdings, which is a Bitcoin treasury company, and the companies will file an information statement with the U.S. With the SEC. I'm not gonna read the whole name. According to a statement, so the deal is expected to close 20 days following the date when the companies mail the information statement to Kindly MD shareholders. The company said, "Wow." I want to actually, you know what? Let me go. Let's go to ChatGPT real quick. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and ask a question real quick. That is crazy. I wonder if a lot more companies this year will start to merge with Bitcoin Treasury companies like that. Okay, ChatGPT, stop hiding. There you go. Thank you. So what does and in common terms of treasury. Let me see. So, okay, so here's the thing, right? Alex, are you still here? I mean, Adam. Sorry. Adam Al-Shiri. Let's see. Some of the Chinese stocks are wanting to invest in Trump coin to stay listed. No way. Which ones are those, Big JR? Let me know. Next time you bring it up, we'll vote on it. It's a furball. um, he's a lion with lots of hair. You're right. Yeah, that's true. I'm hairy as crazy. I'm hairy as hell. So let's read on to this right quick. I'm stuttering. Right. So, Acid and Titties and Kindly MD have both recently undertaken strategic mergers aimed at transforming into publicly traded Bitcoin treasury companies. So the commonalities and just for the record, ChatGPT can make mistakes. So check for important info, and this is only for educational, research, and entertainment purposes. Do your own research. This is not financial advice. Anyways, so the commonalities between Acid and Titties and Kindly MD. Number one, strategic mergers to form Bitcoin treasury entities. Now, ASST merged with Strive Asset Management to create a publicly traded Bitcoin treasury company under the Strive brand. The combined entity plans to raise up to $1 billion to accumulate Bitcoin through equity and debt financing. Kindly MD merged with Nakamoto Holdings, which is a Bitcoin native holding company founded by David Bailey. The merger is backed by approximately $710 million in financing, including $510 million in PIPE funding, the largest ever PIPE for a public crypto-related deal. So number two, the focus on accumulating Bitcoin as a treasury asset. ASST. The combined firm plans to stockpile Bitcoin and offer tax-free equity swaps to accredited holders, aiming to maximize Bitcoin exposure per share using innovative, minimally dilutive strategies. Kindly MD, the goal is to establish a Bitcoin native corporate treasury strategy that redefines how capital markets engage with digital assets, bringing Bitcoin to the center of global capital markets within a compliant, transparent, Structure. Yeah. Number 3, significant market reactions post-merger announcements. So what happened to ASST? Shares rose 194% after the announcement of the merger with Strive Asset Management, and kindly, shares soared 650% in pre-market trading following the merger announcement with Nakamoto Holdings. So both companies are positioning themselves to provide investors with exposure to Bitcoin through publicly traded equity, reflecting a growing trend of integrating digital assets into corporate treasury strategies. Are there any other companies that are in the works of doing the same as ASST and KDLY? And what are those company stocks? It's just a speculative question, guys. Hold on here. All right. This is just for research purposes only. All right. So if you just want to research and just look into this, we'll see how this all plays out. So just make sure if you like this content, show some love. Hit that like button. Let me check up on. Well, I'll leave this up for you guys to read for a second while I get my tea and drink. Let me see something. All right, I'm back with my tea, right? So we're gonna talk about this real quick and see how this looks like. So, mom. So the first ticker here, I mean, we're gonna look through it and see if it still exists because sometimes, like I said, ChatGPT can make mistakes. So sometimes these companies will. Actually, you know what? No, I think they all exist. Um, so the first one will be 21. I don't know if you guys have heard of that ticker before. XXI 21. We'll check the stock right now real quick and see. I'm actually having turmeric ginger tea with some honey, and I added just a splash of milk. It actually tastes pretty good. It's like the golden milk latte or whatever. But it's really good for you. Of course, the turmeric, which works for inflammation. I've been taking it for a while. It does so good for your soul, for your body. Mm. I might want to add a little bit more of honey. Yeah, how vegan of me, right? It's like, it's like I'm vegan 1 second, and damn it, now you're not vegan anymore because you added a splash of milk. You're drinking cows. How dare you, lion? Well, what do you expect? I'm a lion. I'm a carnivore. I eat cows. All right, hold on. Well, there's a few I've had before. The brand I have right now is called not sponsored, by the way. Barney and no wait, Harney, Harney and Sons, Harney and Sons Master Tea Blenders. I thought it said Barney in there, but it's Harney. 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 Yeah. ¿Qué quiere? ¿Qué quiere? So it looks like this. So it's Harney and Sons organic ginger turmeric tea. There's no picture. All right, great. It looks like where's the picture of it, man? Come on. Come on. Yeah, their stuff is really good, man. Oh yeah, so it looks like this. Usually comes with 20 tea bags. You hear this bird? Oh my god. What is this? Indigo punch? Well, that sounds crazy. Indigo punch. Anyways, I can't open that much tabs because I'm slowing down right now. You're welcome. All right, so XXI. Wait, XX. Wait, hold on. No, wait. This is not it. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Am I seeing things? Am I seeing things, or was this stock delisted or something? What? No. Hold on. What's the name of it again? It's called 21. 21. Um, damn, I really don't know. Let me open this page and see what happens. Sounds like Honey's scratches on the turntables. Yeah, you hear that, right? I don't know if I'll do it again. That's me doing it right now. Oh, he just told me to shut up. He's like, "Cállate." Oh, that's perfect. Thanks. My daughter needs ginger and turmeric. Yes, yes. It also does help for the stomach. Um, yeah, turmeric is very good for that. And ginger, yeah, of course, both of them is good for the stomach. And yeah, I definitely recommend it. So let's see what happened here. So why Bitcoin surged to an all-time high on Wednesday? Okay, cryptocurrency has become increasingly mainstream this year as Congress has made progress on crypto legislation and traditional financial giants have embraced digital assets. About $6.5 billion has flowed into the BlackRock iShares Bitcoin Trust in the last month, making it the U.S. ETF with the fifth largest inflows so far this year. Oh, okay. I'm trying to find that. So hold on. Is it really a stock or am I just like? Hold on. 21. Hey, I guess I see it. That's what I'm saying. I guess that ticker does not exist. It just said 21 ticker XXI. Let me see. XXI stock. Oh my god. No. 22nd century go. I mean, did it switch to? Did it change to XXII? Is that what it is? Let me see this. Um. Oh, this stock is $1.03. This is a small cap stock. Guys, look, check this out. So, I mean, even though we've found, I guess, the wrong ticker, I'm not too sure. Um, let's look into this and see. Maybe, maybe we can figure something out here. 22nd century. So we have, it dropped just below $1 in after hours. The market cap is only 11.85 million. It only traded 136.88 thousand shares. Free float is only 10.96 million, with only 11.51 million shares outstanding. Oh, okay. So this is a micro float stock. Very micro. Micro PP. Oh, it had a reverse stock split last year. A 1 for 135 reverse stock split? Good lord. What happened there? What do you guys what do you think happened here? Oh. Health technology, biotechnology company? 22nd Century Group's VLN cigarettes, featuring 95% less nicotine, are gaining traction, with management estimating 223,000 cartons needed for profit break even. Goodness, honey, what is going on with you? All right, what is this? Digi Asia, ticker symbol FAAS. Oh, here we go. You see? The only thing is the stock is worth 40 cents. And it says here 2 days ago, Digi Asia launches Bitcoin Treasury Reserve strategy, exploring up to $100 million capital raised to acquire BTC. Look at that. Another company right here. A technology-driven fintech platform focused on digital financial services in Asia and beyond announced its strategic decision to establish a Bitcoin Treasury Reserve as approved by its board of directors. And this initiative aligns DigiAsia with a growing trend among public companies integrating digital assets into their corporate treasury management strategies. DigiAsia is committing up to 50% of any net profits generated to fund the acquisition of Bitcoin. To establish the initial Bitcoin Treasury Reserve, DigiAsia is actively exploring a capital raise of up to $100 million aimed at building a robust Bitcoin position and executing crypto-based yield strategies to optimize treasury performance. Concurrently, DigiAsia has initiated discussions with regulated partners on BTC yield strategies and the management of the Bitcoin Treasury Reserve. Said here the co-CEO of DigiAsia, we believe Bitcoin represents a compelling long-term investment and a foundational layer for modern treasury diversification. This move positions DigiAsia at the forefront of institutional crypto adoption and reflects our broader commitment to fintech and blockchain innovation. DigiAsia intends to hold Bitcoin as a long-term digital reserve asset and implement yield-generating solutions such as institutional lending and staking through regulated partners. The company is currently assessing capital markets solutions, including equity-linked offerings, convertible notes, and structured crypto finance instruments. But again, it's at 40 cents. How long has it been at 40 cents? It's been probably, let's see, if I measure from here, from the point where it stopped trading at under a dollar, let's see, it's been 128 days. I think if it's 180 days, it's at risk for delisting. So you got a notice from NASDAQ. I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and check. FAAS. Let me see. FAS. Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay. So we do have a stock that has 90,000 short shares available, and their short borrow fee rates have spiked from 96 to 100% to now 213.85%. So things are getting a little spicy there. And there's no short interest rate. There's no days to cover. Barely any short interest of the float. So that could I'm gonna have to put that on my radar. You know what? Let me put that on my radar right now. See how that. See how that goes, right? I will put kindly MD as well on the list and see how that plays out. Um, and then if you go to the 5 minute chart, you can see that right here, this is where the news took place for FIs, where it was trading at 18 cents, and then this thing jumped to 65 cents. Bro, that was a 250% jump in an hour and 30 minutes. That is insanity. It's kind of like what Mullen did a few days ago, I think, right? But anyways, I see on the chat. Um, yeah, you have a great night too, as well, Big Jared. As always, pleasure uh, for you to be here on the stream for a bit and for hanging out with us. And yeah, man, much love, positive vibes. Hopefully, your daughter feels better. And yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. You have a blessed night, my brother. Thank you. Gracias, Senor Big JR. Fishy, keep that on your radar for tomorrow. Which ones? What, the Faz? This one? Perhaps? Perhaps, maybe? Maybe? I want to say maybe. Maybe it can go again. Let's see if I put it up for an alert for 50 cents, an alert for 65 cents, and then an alert for like 90 cents in case if it goes crazy before this week is over. And if it goes below 35 cents, then there'll probably be some profit taking and stuff. So you're talking about CLSK calls. All right. Got, okay. You got it. You got it. Clean spark. Let me go ahead and do this real quick. We go to Bitcoin real quick, and now we go to Clean Spark. See how that goes, right? Clean Spark at $10.11. Hey, Clean Spark director Roger Paul Bainan sells 50,000 shares as an hour ago on the Form 4 filing. He had sold about $525,000 worth of stock. That was the director. But Clean Spark 8 hours ago here posted that Chardon Capital maintained at a Clean Spark at a buy rating, but the price target was cut from $26 a share to now $20 a share. So it's still pretty up there in targets in their rating. It's they still maintain as bullish. But now that you said never mind. Uh-oh. What you mean? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Well, wait a minute. You might still have a chance, but then again, you need Bitcoin to continue to break all-time highs. But again, you never know because you can't really be biased. You have to play in either direction. So if it starts to come back down and overnight it rejects and then it pulls back under 110,000, it pulls back over 100 under 109,000, then you might have to switch to puts, in my opinion. CLSK. Mara, on the other hand, though, Mara is actually up. Almost 3%. So it rebounded from 1566. This was huge. I mean, from 1722 all the way to 1566. But now that it's recovering, and now that you see that Bitcoin is trying to make its way back up, again, if it makes those highs, and you're welcome, Fishy. I got you, bro. Um, if that's the case, we could probably be seeing a recovery overnight, and Morrow could well be retesting that the $17 level, and then from there, you can decide what you want to do. It's the same thing with Clean Spark. If you look at Clean Spark, right? Clean Spark is currently up almost 4%. Um, this actually jumped from 946 to 1086. So it ran and then it dumped back down to 989 to consolidate, and then by the time Bitcoin started to regain and rebound from there, it went as high as 1053. So yeah, again, it's trying to climb back up. In CLSK's case, if Bitcoin goes bullish and breaks over 100 and let's say 111,000 overnight, then of course you would want to go for those $11 calls. Play it safe, do your research. But if the opposite happens, then you go the other way, and perhaps go for like a $10 put for like next week or something like that, you know. But then again, overall, um, gotta see what happens here, technical wise. And also, don't forget you also have to recheck with futures, because futures can change the direction of Bitcoin. And just as I'm reading this, 28 minutes ago, this was posted. As Bitcoin breakout narrative explodes, as Japan's bond market collapses. Whoa. So Japan's government bond complex, once the benchmark for low yield stability, is cracking under the weight of its own arithmetic, and the fissures are sending tremors straight into the global debate about Bitcoin as a reserve asset. 30-year Japanese government bond yields catapulted to 3.15% this week, eclipsing every prior high since the tenor's 1999 debut. That print triggered an instant warning from the market's newsletter, the Kobeshi letter. Japan's bond market is imploding. Japan's 30-year government bond yield has officially surged to its highest level in history at 3.15%. For decades, Japan was known for low long-term interest rates. Now they are dealing with high inflation, shifting policy outlook, and a whopping 260% debt to GDP ratio. Why would dude sell 50,000 shares to? No, I don't think it was today, but it was when the S4 was filed, and it was revealed that he had sold at that point. Um, who knows? He could be probably day trading, for all we know. But yeah, probably within this. Where could we say he probably dumped? Hmm. I wonder. Yeah, yeah. I remember Yin and Yang. I remember Yin and Yang. Let's look at the indexes right now. Let's take a look at Japan. Where did I save Japan here? Well, we have the Hang Seng here down negative 0.43%. Um, let's see. I mean, it took a bounce back up, so we don't know if it's actually gonna fill a little gap here back over 23,770. But let's look at the I believe it's this one. Yeah. Okay, wait. So it does look like a little bit of a head and shoulders here, in my opinion. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. All right, so 10 minutes ago here, Treasury yields rise, stocks decline on U.S. fiscal outlook worries. Japan machinery orders down 9.4% in March. Japan's private sector contracts as manufacturing services slow. Look at that. Japanese stocks open lower amid U.S. deficit concerns. Yee. Japan's Nikkei falls to a 2-week low, tracking Wall Street's decline. How about that? Look at that. Things are getting out of control. Kenneth here. I heard that Japan's bond market did near zero business yesterday. No one was willing to buy their bonds. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Help us now. Yin. Let's look at the yin. The yin, which is the bull, three times um, shares. China is was down. Was actually down. Actually, if we put it up here, it shows that. What just happened? What just happened? Oh, Bitcoin is. Wait, Bitcoin is. Oh, okay. So Bitcoin is actually pushing up more, and it's trying to test the new all-time high. Oh, is that what we're about to see right now? I think Bitcoin is about to do it. Let's see. Let's see. Bitcoin at 111,000. Could be very possible. New all-time high. At the same time, you see the Japan 225 here, just slightly on a downtrend, taking shape this head and shoulders, and showing a downtrend here imminent if it crosses below, which is actually right below the 50 EMA trend line. What else? Let me take a look at yen right now. So yen, as a matter of fact, yen is back up in the green. So it closed in the red at 38.26 at negative 1.52%, but now it's up back in the green at 1.80%. So you can see this uptrend here happening. Okay, and so if we take a look at yang, which is pretty much the opposite. You can see how it looks like it's wanting to fall off a cliff. And this is usually the Directions Daily FTSE China Bear 3 times ETF. So if the stocks are going up in the Chinese markets, this yang goes down in price. And it does look like it wants to continue to go down in the way that it's looking like. Perhaps a death cross here overnight. Probably a good play to the downside. Who knows? New all-time high for Bitcoin right now as we speak. Yes, it did. Officially, Bitcoin hitting 110,855. No, 110,863. 71, 922. Is it about to hit 111,000? Going once, going twice in two and a half. Only for 111,000 on Bitcoin. Going thrice, 4 times, and So $110,949.26, the new all-time high for Bitcoin, just achieved, just reached. Okay, so I guess we're seeing a bit of a resistance right underneath 111,000. What you waiting for, Ryan? The price to go up. Wait, Ryan Cohen? Oh, okay, right. With GME. Mm. You just reminded me. Okay, I totally forgot. So, which is the one that you were just talking about fishing? Let me see. Then there's Bitmine Immersion Technologies Inc. Bitmine has launched a Bitcoin Treasury advisory practice and secured a $4 million deal with its first client. The company offers mining as a service by leasing Bitcoin ASIC miners and providing consulting services focused on Bitcoin Treasury strategies. Huh. All right, let me check it. Let me look at this right now. BMN. Okay, BMNR. Okay, here it is. Oh, that's an OTC stock. And they had just had a split. Okay, that's strange. Um, it's very interesting. Okay. Huh. Wow. Okay. Wait. So what are we saying here? Oh, right. MicroStrategy, and then GameStop. Here, GameStop's board has approved adding Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. Company plans to invest a portion of its cash or future financial resources into Bitcoin, aligning with a broader strategy to integrate digital assets into its operations. All right. Interesting there. Interesting. Speaking of GME, right? Oh, oh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The dollar index is back down below 100. The dollar index, the US dollar index, ladies and gentlemen, is back down below 100. This is not good. It's no bueno. Uh-oh. And what do you think about this? I mean, this could very well mean that commodities will be going up, right? Precious metals. Oh my God. Look at this. Look at this. You believe that? It took a bounce right here. Now gold is going back up. Silver is bouncing back up to where? $33.56 per ounce. So what does this mean? That means, hello, miners. And did Yang just print a green candle here? So wait, is everything just starting to crash now? What does this mean? Let's take a look at the indexes right now. Let's see. Oh, wait. What is this? What is this line? Oh, it actually reached this level here, and it started to reject. Look at the 5-minute chart real quick. Let's see. Oh, so SPY is looking a little weak here. SPY is looking a little bit weak, in my opinion. Let me just take a look right now at SPY. Let's see. I mean, it's trying to attempt somehow to recover, but it's still it's pretty, I mean, it's holding, but it's not really pumping as much as others wanted to do. Bitcoin, on the other hand, here starting to reject that level at 111,000. So I'm just wondering, Bitcoin should pump. I don't know, man. I do not know. I do not know. I do not know. I do not know what to do right now. Let me just take a look at the DXY right now real quick. Let's see. How does this react with Bitcoin? Because usually when Bitcoin when the U.S. dollar index drops in the way it's doing right now, Bitcoin goes up. Just look at the way. Look at the way this looks, and you tell me that this has like somewhat of a similar trend, but in inverse. So you have it going like this, and then you have it going like this. But now that now that Bitcoin is pulling back, and then this here, the dollar index is trying to pump back up. Very interesting here. Very intriguing. But look, it's taking a bigger pullback right now. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? It's a big, heavy pullback right now. Let me see. Let me see what's SPY doing right now. It's technically still holding up right now. Let me look at the Nasdaq real quick. Let's see. Where's the Nasdaq? To me it looks like it just looks like one like head and shoulders, man. That's below this trend line. So what are we doing here, man? What are we doing? It's same thing here as the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. That's the Nasdaq 100. Oh, there's a red candle right now. Then the Russell 2000 here, kind of wanted to do the same thing. China, or the Hang Seng. Up there. Let's see, because if Bitcoin decides to pull back hard again, back down below 110,000, I mean that could lead to more downside for the indexes, in my opinion. So you gotta carefully watch. You have enough time to watch the futures because you're more behind. You're in the Pacific zone coast, so to me it's late over here. Once it's like 1 o'clock in the morning for you. But just looking at this. You said you're chatting with 2 phones. Damn, you're very active on those phones. It's very tech savvy. Let's see what else. What else was that? I was meaning to discuss something here. I'm trying to figure out what that is. Refresh my memory. Oh, besides that, you remember Nordstrom? I just noticed Nordstrom's ticker symbol is gone. They've gone private. Nordstrom has gone private. Very sad. Very sad. Yes. Very bad. Very bad. No good. I don't know why they do it. I don't know why they do it. They go private. They don't. No money. I don't want no money. You were just talking about SQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQQ. Oh wait, I think I just spotted it right here. So it's slightly down, just 0.12% negative. It's not the biggest difference at all. but it's consolidating, right? Took a massive pump here from 23.22 at the low to 24.82. It's almost 25 bucks. Wow. Insanity. So if we look at it from the higher time frame here, you can tell this was wanting to explode so bad, so bad. Right now it's holding up just a little bit. So it might hover around that 24.50 area for a bit, maybe 24.37, around between that range, and see if it the rest of the market tries to recover. If not, SQQQ will go. We'll continue up to that direction. But as we see Bitcoin right now, currently, I do not know why, but currently, it's faced a resistance here at 111,000. So just keep an eye on that. Again, if it falls below, back down to 100,000, 110,000, below 109,800 on this range, be prepared to change your mind and flip into the opposite. BTOG, BTOG. This is an interesting. Oh, wait a minute. One candle, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I wonder what's going on with this. Oh, it's below this trend line. Damn. So it's been actually pulling back down a bit. But how does it look like on the Fintel data? BTOG. What is it doing here? Let's see. Well, that's a lot of short shares available to borrow. You don't watch any of Morant's connecting the dots vids? No, I haven't actually. I haven't really had the time to watch a lot of people's videos like that. Well, when it comes to other stocks, I just tend to just go with the flow, man. Go with the flow. Unbelievable. But yeah, GameStop. What can we say about? Ooh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What do we have over here? Did it really just do this? Hold on. Wow. So it's, oh no. So what are we trying to save right here? 3 tops and then we go down? Is this what it's gonna do? Okay, so damn, it took 3 tries to try to break over 29.50. It's like it's been teasing $30 for a while, and they're literally just not having it, and they're not letting it do it. There was only that one moment, right at on March 26th where it just missed the $30 level at 29.92. But right now, this is what we're seeing here. Look at it for the 4-hour chart. Damn, like this thing just got decimated in here, alongside with the markets just drowning and dumping. Unfortunately, GME followed, and it's actually below that yellow line on the RSI. So I hope not. I hope that there's no downside here. And on top of that, if I go ahead and do this, it kind of looks like an ascending wedge, wedgie. So what does this indicate? Well, ascending triangle, ascending wedgie, I don't know. But if this usually comes to fruition, it could be that it breaks below $28 again. and then the lowest level of support would be somewhere around 26 if it decides to dump even more. But let's see. Let's see what else is going on here. It hit 16 cents and bounced if it announces a Bitcoin reserve. Oh my God! If it does that, oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm just surprised that it hasn't really. Let's see. Hold on. Maybe I can ask a question. What about BTOG? Let's see. Let's see. What does it say here? BitOrigins Ltd is a U.S.-based cryptocurrency mining company that focuses exclusively on Bitcoin. Unlike ASST and Kindly, which have recently transformed into publicly traded Bitcoin treasury companies through strategic mergers, BitOrigin has not announced any plans to adopt a Bitcoin treasury strategy. The company overview. The company operates through its subsidiary, Sonic Hash LLC, and is engaged in Bitcoin mining in the United States. The company utilizes specialized computers known as miners to generate Bitcoins. Strategic partnerships, like in February 2024, BitOrigin signed a strategic alliance agreement with MNER Club for crypto mining machine deployment and hosting. This collaboration focuses on deploying crypto mining machines, enabling holders to earn periodic distributions in various assets, including Bitcoin, through staking. Adam Aaron worked for Apollo? Oh my gosh. When did you hear that? Dude, that's a first. Oh, okay, fishy. So financial and regulatory challenges. NASDAQ compliance. So as of early 2025, BitOrigin faced challenges in maintaining compliance with NASDAQ's minimum bid price requirement of $1 per share. The company was notified of non-compliance due to its stock trading below its threshold for 30 consecutive business days. BitOrigin has been given a 180-day period ending on August 20th, 2025 to regain compliance. So it has until this date to do so. If not, it gets delisted into the OTC markets. Now, share capital reduction on May 1st, 2025, BitOrigin presented a petition to the Grand Court of the Cayman Islands to reduce the par value of each authorized share in the company's capital from 30 cents to 0.000001 cent. A court hearing is scheduled for June 5th, 2025, which is in less than 2 weeks, to consider the confirmation of this proposed share capital reduction. Morant's. You can say Moran's Rants. Morontas. Let me check X real quick. X gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to ya. Let's see. So go ahead and search. What do you want me to search here? BTOG. What's going on here? BTCX is on fire and so is my calls. This guy is saying see y'all at 25 cents. Yeah, here it is, right here. BitOrigin Lit Ltd announces court hearing on June 5th, 2025 for share capital reduction. And if and when this gets approved, BTOG will be an easy double, and it's currently at 17 cents. Not financial advice. This is what this guy is saying. I wonder. Let's see, May 17 here, somebody posted that BTOG institutions loaded the boat first quarter of 2025, but price has yet to react. Does this have news brewing similar to GRYP? And then I wonder, and then I wonder, and then I wonder what could be the end result of all of this. So yeah. Look at these buys here. Wow. 26,304 shares at 17 cents. Another one for 49,500 shares. Somebody's definitely loading the boat there. How's the order flow look like? Wow, the inflow for today. Yeah, 724,556.71. Outflow is just 337,967. And that's just in small inflows. Wow. That's crazy. Let me see. Let's just look at Finger real quick on Twitter. Let's see. Strong momentum and tight wedge back to the 10 EMA looks explosive, according to Stock Swing Trading. Interesting colors there, and I think that's what it looks like too. I do agree with that. Tight wedge, tight little wedgie there. If he just take a little line from here, that's a little wedge. Oh, there's that. Wait, Todd H. Oh, there's a name right there. Todd H. Very interesting what I received today. Sam Ang. Schwab has upped their borrow rate from 36 to 52.5%. Someone is getting cooked. There's biggest spammers. There's bots. Oh, T-Dog. I remember that. That name sounds familiar. According to bar chart, the opinion is that Finger is at an 88% buy. Looks like the inflows here. The inflow was at 381.26. Outflow was 150.37. Great signal. Great signal. I agree. This is G? Oh yeah, that is him. Okay. Let me just look quickly at let's see, GME stock. See how that looks like. Yeah, you know what? People just need to like realize that the way GME traded, the way that AMC traded, you got to look at the you got to look at the price action for SPY, you know, because the majority of the time, and in my opinion, ever since that May run up last year, it all returned back to it just all returned back to regular algorithmic programming. So if I were to go and put GME here and then SPY here, you can see how the algorithms all took the same route, right? So you see you have this point right here, little drop from SPY, big drop on GME, pump on SPY, big pump on GME, and then came right back down while SPY was still consolidating, and then to the point where the afternoon came and SPY took a massive dump. GME followed just as much. Pumped, dumped, pumped, dumped, pumped, dumped, consolidated. Same algorithm, right? AMC, same situation, just the fact that AMC is trading with barcodes but still followed the same algorithm as SPY. See? So down, up, consolidate, big drop, up, big drop, up, big drop, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and stood stuck on 294 and 295. Crazy. Crazy algorithmic trading taking place there. You know that? You know that? It's crazy. So that's why I've always said in the past, this is what usually happens. You see why AMC and GME is dropping the way it is, or rising the way it is. Take a look at the SPY. Except for except for those like random pops that you see. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me go to the 69-minute chart right now. Let me go to the 69-minute chart right now. I gotta see this. All right. So accept the moment here where this had a huge pop back in the 16th of May the 16th of May. Well, it's from 280 all the way to as high as 319. Then back down. That was due to a random sneeze. I don't know what the sneeze was about, but it was just a sneeze. Then came back down and then back to regular programming. And then SPY selling off, AMC selling off, the SPY coming back down, but then AMC still dropping and all forward and all that stuff. You know? You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Here, for example, that rise here, you see? These past couple of 69-minute candles, pumps high, consolidates, and then a big drop. Then a big drop, then consolidates. So the other day when I was hella high, I started thinking maybe AMC is the hedge for hedgies. Now that we're in the topic of AMC, I found, well, I found myself to have a specific conversation with ChatGPT. So I want to show you. I want to show you because there is something that I read, and I wanted to know because throughout the past, I want you to look at this carefully because I don't know if you guys have caught this in the last previous stream that I was doing before, but I need you to see this. I need you to see this just in case, and I wanna see if it happened before. Okay, so apparently, okay. All right. What's this? VWAP over 305. This is overnight? Yes, it is. 305. So it had broke the. Okay, wait. 296. It's lower. So what ended up happening was that there have been many instances where the VWAP, which is that orange line that you see that's spiking up, supposedly since April 17th, here April 21st, with a spike up to $3 on the VWAP. See it here? Then on the 22nd, VWAP spike at $3. Here's another one right. Oh no, not this one. Is this one? No. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. This was on April 30th. VWAP at 3. This was May 5th. VWAP at 3. Remember, this is taking place on the 24-hour market. So that's 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern time. When aftermarket closes, this happened. You had this spike. Oh, you had another spike here, but it was a small one to 280. You have another one here at 3. See? So it's been happening, throughout the past 2 months. And I always wondered why that was the case until we started seeing a lot more activity after the last VWAP spike that happened on May 14 at $3 in overnight hours. Then we have this all of a sudden happen. There was a huge push from a low of 281 to as high as 318 May 16. So that was last week. Now there was something that happened on the 20th yesterday where there was a big candle that actually pushed up to 314, then back down to 301, and then from there into today's market trading, then everything just came back down below, and now you have AMC at 296. Now, anyways, back to that point, because when I showed ChatGPT these VWAP spikes, I just wanted to ask a question, so I told ChatGPT, in my opinion, that I noticed during overnight hours for the past month how the VWAP would spike to $3 almost every day. Why is this happening, and is there something going on behind the scenes for AMC? So then it tells me you're right to be curious. Seeing VWAP spike to exactly $3 during after hours or pre-market sessions with high regularity on AMC can be a strong signal that something unusual or algorithmic may be influencing the tape. So then it tells you what the VWAP is, right? Which I'm not going to go over. Do your own DD. And then why AMC's VWAP consistently hit $3 overnight. Number one, which would be synthetic VWAP prints or quote stuffing, which is market maker behavior. So apparently it's common for algorithms and market makers to anchor VWAP to psychological or technical levels during low liquidity hours. $3 is a key psychological and technical level. It might be used to mask the true volume of direction, obscure accumulation or distribution, and or trap retail traders looking at VWAP crosses. Then here it says dark pool activity reflected as ghost VWAPs. So institutional trading in dark pools often prints later or reflects on VWAP without matching tape volume. This can cause phantom spikes. These may signal block trades near $3 that are not visible in the order book. Number 3, algorithmic VWAP targeting. So some funds use VWAP algorithms to fill orders gradually around a set level to avoid moving the market. They may have programmed VWAP to orbit $3 for execution efficiency or suppression, especially for high beta stocks like AMC. And then number 4, options or convertible bond related hedging. AMC has a history of complex derivative instruments and convertible bonds. A recurring VWAP at $3 could tie into derivative pricing models, triggering hedges or conversions at that mark, right? So then after that is something going on behind the scenes. So repeated VWAP anchoring with no clear volume justification suggests non-retail intervention, because obviously retail is not the one that's causing these VWAP anchoring or VWAP or phantom spikes to $3. AMC has been a heavily shorted, heavily watched retail stock, as you know, for the past 3, 4, or 5 years, and such patterns may be suppression tactics for stealth accumulation. So if $3 is tied to convertible securities or threshold level options strikes, it could be a quote do not breach level for market participants with vested interests. And then it says MACD and RSI indicators on your chart show accumulation spikes, but that's irrelevant right now. Now, this is what got me really curious. And I'm going to tell you as I'm reading this, and I'm going to show you in a specific term that I found here, right? Again, it's just speculation, and just note that this is only educational research and entertainment purposes. So remember, anything and everything that's being said here is just strictly in my opinion, not financial advice. Do your own research, and you'll be surprised. So, what can we do? Apparently, we could watch for volume confirmation around $3. If volume spikes during the VWAP reset, something real is happening. Then it tells us to look for dark pool prints using tools like unusual whales, follow algo, or lit exchange tape. Now, I realize that I do have flow algo on our Discord. So if I go ahead and let's see, if we go to the trading floor real quick. If we type in TR, is it TR? Is it TA? T? Hold on. Flow algo. I think it's flow. No. Hold on here. Let me see. No, it's TR. So TR. Wait, do I not have it? Alright, I'm gonna have to probably search for this. I can't believe I forgot about that. No, not this. Darn. Flow? Not this. Not this. TA displays a given stock technical analysis summary. Oh, interesting. It could be this. Let me see. Maybe I don't have it. Yeah, I probably don't have it. This sucks. Wick, built in. Yeah, I don't have it. And that sucks. That really does suck. Flow algo. Huh. Alright, maybe unusual whales. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Dark pool recent. And then one option. Limit. 30 options. Let's see if this works. Oh, okay. That doesn't show. Okay. Dark pool ticker. Oh, there. AMC. One more. Limit. No, just go like this. Let's see if it actually printed. Oh my god. It's still thinking. Hmm. Oh, okay. Here it is. So what is this all about? 521. Oh, okay. So all dark pool data is 15 minutes delayed. Hmm. Sa- oh, okay. Let's see. Estimated time 14th hour 29 minute and 39 seconds. That was 2:29 p.m. Eastern time, and the size was 155,903 shares. Um, the price was at $2.93. The premium was 457,000 bucks with a daily volume of 7.41%. I mean 7.41 million shares. Wow. Okay, I guess that's a way to search that. But anyways, let me go back to this point here before I go. So apparently it tells us ChatGPT is telling us to set alerts for 295 and 305. And here, this is where I wanted to show you that if AMC holds above $3 on open market volume, it may signal a regime shift. So I asked ChatGPT, what do you mean by regime shifts? So, great question. In trading and market analysis, a regime shift refers to a significant change in the underlying behavior, trend, or structure of price action. So it's when the market moves from one type of behavior to another, such as the old regime, which involved suppression, range bound, and sell pressure. So the price capped below $3, for example, due to shorts, dilution concerns, and hedging, low conviction volume during regular hours, VWAP manipulation or pinning overnight, and bullish momentum fails at key resistances like 285 to 295 a share. The new regime would include breakout, accumulation, and trend reversal, so the price would have to close above $3 with strong volume, institutional buying visible via block trades and dark pool absorption. VWAP follows price upward instead of pinning, as I showed you on the screenshot, and the MACD, RSI, and moving averages align bullishly. So a sustained break above $3 with confirmation signals, including all the indicators, would mean that the control may be shifting from short sellers to buyers. AMC could transition into a new price discovery phase, and that technical traders and algos might switch from sell the rip to buy the dip. Non-financial advice. So in practice, think of it at like think of it like flipping a switch, right? So below $3 equals quote suppressed mode. Above $3, if confirmed, equals breakout accumulation mode. You can use this potential regime shift to reposition your entries, exits, scale into a trend rather than fight sideways chop, and anticipate follow through toward next resistance, which is 320, 350, etc. So, it look, supposedly it would look something like this. But this is just an example. Got the old regime, which had included the price suppression and all of that stuff. And then the new regime, which would be the opposite, institutions switching, buying, accumulation phase. So that's how you know. Mm-hmm. So me going back to the spikes, right? So you go back to the spikes, and look, these are a lot of spikes here. Look at that. This is on the 15-minute the 15-minute chart. Look at that. 3, right? So we have here 3 on the 10th of April. 3. Oh, this is it. Let's see. Where is it? Here. 3 on the 14th of April. 3 on the 15th of April. 3 right here on the 20th of April. 3 on the 21st. 3 on the 22nd. See that? It's crazy. Let's see. Here. Where is it? Is it not 3? That's not 3. Here, 3. Like that was on the 29th. 3 on the VWAP on the 30th. And then we won't see it again until May 5th with the $3 VWAP. Again here, this is 280 actually, so that's a first. Here once again it pops up on the 7th of May. 3. There's no volume because this is the overnight trading hours. And the volume for this is it's just one share. You see that? It's just one. See, so one, the volume shows 1. The volume here shows, actually, let me go back. See, 1. Volume here shows 1 at 3. Look. But then the price was at 2. Like for example, this one, the price was all from open to close at $2.74, but the VWAP was at 3, with only 1 volume. Same thing with this one. 3 on the VWAP, 262 from open to close, with 1 volume. I'm actually surprised we're actually discovering this right now. Here, VWAP at 3, from open to close was at 273 with 1 volume. So I'm just going through this. See if you see any more. Here's another one that happened on the 14th of May, last week. From open to close at $2.84, VWAP at 3. This one was actually, oh no, this was also 3. This was also 3. That was on the 15th. 283 was the price from open to close. Let me see, was it 3 too? Let's see. Yep, look at that, another one. 3. That was May 18th, just a few days ago. Price was from open to close at 295. What else? Let's see. What was the VWAP? That was it. You don't see any more from there. That's wild, right? We wasn't tripping at all. Crazy. So anyways, before I finish with this conversation, then I asked, how long would this regime shift take? Is it happening as we speak, or are we close to seeing the shift happen? So, again, it's just speculation. Look at what ChatGPT says. And again, as a reminder, ChatGPT can make mistakes, so please take it with a grain of salt. Great timing on this question. Based on the chart you shared and current AMC price behavior, it looks like we are right on the edge. Look at this, it's in bold letters. It looks like we are right on the edge or in the early stages of a potential regime shift So it breaks it down. How long does a regime shift take? A regime shift isn't always instant. It unfolds in phases. Listen to that. That's why people need to have patience. This is a psychological battle that people has been going through for the past 4 or 5 years. But listen to this. So number one, trigger zone. Usually would take somewhere between 1 to 2 days. As an example, price starts testing a key level, for example, $3. Indicators, the MACD, RSI begin to show bullish divergence. Volume starts to ticking up slightly in off hours. Number two, confirmation zone, 2 to 5 days. Price closes and holds above the key level for 2 sessions. So that means AMC would have to close above $3 for 2 trading sessions. VWAP aligns and slopes upward, not getting pinned like we saw there. That was always getting pinned at 3 in most days. And the moving averages cross for a golden cross or VWAP and via the 50-day period moving average. And then you have the momentum phase, number 3, from 5 to 10 plus days. Volume confirms follow through. Short-term breakouts trigger gamma squeezes or short covering, which it's hard to believe, when we hear that. But if it happens, holy shit. And then the new resistance levels, for example, $3.20, $3.50, are challenged. So let's see. Whereas AMC right now, what was it, at 293? No, it's actually at 296 as we speak. At 296 during overnight hours. VWAP instead of 3, it's actually at 296.7. But as we can see on the 4-hour, you notice that there's a golden cross that took place on the 16th, right? And also, look at that. It was taking a long time from when it was at 253 back in April 30th to slowly go on an uptrend, and the moving averages all crossing each other bullishly, especially that golden cross. And you see the price action for AMC go right above the 200-day period moving average, and then going above the 20 to then continue to move up a lot higher than that. So I feel like this could very well be, in my opinion, that regime change that we're talking about right here. Right? So look at this. Doesn't that look similar here? Am I tripping or not? I must be tripping. Jesus. So that being said, I think the new regime has already started to take place. But in the way that we see right now how the 4-hour looks like, I think we hit a little bit of a bottom here at 290. So that means the uptrend could continue, and by the time the end of the week comes, we might just close above $3, which would be pretty nice, right? So you can see that the only day was yesterday when AMC closed at 301. Remember the battle of 301? Yeah, me too. So, just to close out with the rest of this conversation here, I want to just show you this because Boss Blunts had posted this on his Twitter, and it shows all the investors, the institutions like Genios, Wealth Management, Intech, Flattery, Anchor Investment, Game Plan Financial, Jane Street, Goldman Sachs, UBS Asset Management Americas, the type, whether it was a call or put, other information like shares. So I questioned about this screenshot, and it said, could this also be evidence of a regime shift about to take place? And what did it say? ChatGPT said yes. This 13F NP institutional filing snapshot definitely supports the thesis that a regime shift may be underway in AMC, and here's why. Here's why. Key observations from this filing data. Number one, Jane Street Group, LLC, massive position rotation. Call options, 1,075,300 contracts added, which is very aggressive. Put options was reduced by 78.6% and 63.5%, two separate entries. This shift from puts to calls implies bullish repositioning or hedging upside risk, a hallmark of anticipation for a directional move. Number two, Intech Investment Management plus UBS Asset Management. They both increased their long equity positions, and these aren't meme traders, they're systematic and value driven funds. Number three, Goldman Sachs put position equals closed. 0 shares remaining. Negative 100% change. Likely unwound bearish exposure. Potential tell of sentiment shift by a major player. So who knows, maybe Goldman Sachs could be flipping the switch. Flipping the script, actually, and going bullish. Are we tripping now? I'm not too sure. Let's see. And number four, Lincoln Variable and Flattery Asset Management. Modest net increases despite macro pressure shows selective accumulation. So they have been accumulating slowly and surely enough. So why this signals a possible regime shift? Options rotation by market makers. So Jane Street is a high frequency liquidity provider and arbitrage specialist. They don't place large bets unless volatility or movement is expected. Puts getting closed plus calls being loaded equals volatility positioning bias flipping bullish. And smart money no longer shorting aggressively or hedging downside, possibly anticipating a move above $3 and upward gamma exposure. And here's the next steps. Track next dark pool prints around $2.80 to $3. Monitor for open interest shifts in weekly and monthly calls. For example, the May 23rd and the May 30th. Again, open interest shift. So, for example, you got, what do you have here? Open interest on the $3 calls for this Friday. Open interest at 16,940 with a volume of 2,789 on the close. $3 strike calls. And then you have the $3.50 calls with a 9,531 open interest, and just as much volume as the $3 strike calls with 2,516. What? Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen, has just crossed 111,000. Bitcoin has now hit another all-time high. Unbelievable. So to continue here, to show you the AMC call contracts for this Friday. What a whopping open interest at the close at 29,366 with a volume of 13,729. That is actually kind of huge in my opinion. And the second highest with $3.50 calls of 19,551 open interest with 11,018 volume. So who knows, maybe things could get a little bit exciting before this week is over, as AMC attempts to once again break over $3. And again, in my opinion, the bullish case scenario is that AMC has to stay above $3, and even if it wants to try to break that $3.18 high from the 16th of May and stay above 320, because that could create an intense amount of pressure that no way you would ever expect to see. So with that being said, I think that calls for the end of the stream. All right, I might have not, gone over a lot of things. We did go over a good amount. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh well. So yeah, with that being said, actually, as a matter of fact, hold on. But then again, like I said, you'll always manage your risks, do your own research. None of this is financial advice. I could tell you for a fact that the most safest bet is just go further out in expiration, and get something that really makes sense. So, I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, look at that. What's up? Hey yo, what's going on? You know what's going on. You know going on. You know. Yo, what's up, Lewis? Man, what you doing up here at this time? Almost midnight over here. How about you, man? What's going on in Texas? How you been? How's the plays? How's them plays, my guy? How is them plays, my guy? Again, just a quick little update here. Nordstrom went private, and their ticker symbol JWN got delisted. It's crazy, right? No more Nordstrom. Let's see how this looks like over here. You know what I'm saying? Oh shoot! What about this G pussy? I forgot about this stock. Damn, this thing just jumped crazy. Wow, look at that, from 459, 460 all the way to as high as 9, almost $10. Damn. Wait, what? Coinbase getting on the stock exchange? Wait, what are you talking about? Like having their own stock exchange for crypto? Wait, hold on. I didn't hear any of that. How? No, wait. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now, man? Let me see. Because the last thing I heard about Coinbase was that whole data breach. Yeah, right here, under investigation after a security breach where criminals accessed customer data and demanded a $20 million ransom, causing a drop in its stock. So that's the only thing I knew about Coinbase. But getting on the stock exchange, I need to know about that. Let's see, Coinbase Global says aware that some users may be experiencing delayed sends and receives on BitSensor network. Yesterday, Coinbase Global Insider sold shares worth $2,634,007. Riot Platforms upsizes credit facility with Coinbase to $200 million. Riot Platforms said Tuesday it upsized its credit facility with Coinbase credit to $200 million from $100 million. The expanded credit facility keeps the same terms as the original agreement, including the applicable interest rate, Riot said, adding that this facility is set to mature in 364 days, but can be extended for another 364 days if Coinbase approves. Okay. Let me see. So what do you mean, Lewis? What do you mean they're going to get on the stock exchange? Gonna make me You mean Coinbase joining the S&P 500? Oh, so they actually, wow. Okay. So Coinbase has recently been added to the S&P 500 index, becoming the first cryptocurrency exchange to be included in the US benchmark index. This inclusion, which took effect before the opening of the market on Monday, May 19, replaces Discover Financial Services, aka Discover Card. Wow. Right, okay, so since it's replacing Discover Financial, at the same time Discover Financial is being acquired by Capital One, if you can remember that. And this move is seen as accelerating the institutionalization of the crypto world, making it more accessible to traditional investors. So Bernstein analyst Quantum Shugani estimates that Coinbase's inclusion of the S&P 500 could attract $16 billion in passive and active fund inflows, potentially further boosting the stock. Now, the fundamental challenges, as it says here on the AI, while this S&P 500 inclusion is positive, Coinbase's underlying fundamentals, including revenue from transaction fees, are still linked to the overall health of the cryptocurrency market. Now, so Bitcoin itself apparently is still making new all-time highs. Look at Bitcoin go. Look at it freaking go. Wow. Bitcoin is almost up 2% and has hit yet another new all-time high at 111,600. Okay, 111,699.99 on the tape officially. Let's see. Will it go to 112,000? We'll see. We'll see if it starts. Maybe overnight. Overnight, this will probably get people to FOMO and stuff. But I don't know, man. No. Doge is definitely getting the benefit of that too, since it's up almost 4% from 22 to 24 cents. XEN is seeing a big jump here. XEN, that this token that Chris with a K has been mentioning to us for a very long time, now looking to recover from their lows here, as you noticed, just below 2 cents, and it's slowly climbing up. And look at that breakout. And this looks interesting too. XEN with another leg up. Can you imagine that? Back up to 5 cents. That would be crazy. I'm gonna put a target here for 3 cents just in case. But that's insane, man. Let's see. I just wonder what will happen, you know. How to take a phone call, but yeah, that's what it was. The S&P 500 didn't get to look into it yet. Oh, okay. But is it? Oh no, wait. No, it took effect. The change will take effect before trading on May 19th, so it's already officially on the S&P 500. I think, let me see this one here. Let me see this article. Oh, Coinbase began trading on the S&P 500. The food FDA approves Novavax's COVID-19 vaccine. Tesla adding former Chipotle Mexican Grill CFO Jack Hartung to its board of directors effective June 1st, when Hartung will be stepping down as the restaurant chain's president and chief strategy officer. Wow. Wonder how that's going to work out. Moving from Chipotle to Tesla. It's hilarious. It's very interesting. Let me see. Yeah, and also the dollar index. The dollar index was going through a sell-off here. Let me check the 5-minute chart right now real quick. Well, it looks like it's gonna be ranging here for a while. Yeah, can you imagine that? Like, oh, you just went from Chipotle to Tesla Like that's got to be the biggest upgrade ever for him. I'm pretty sure he's excited. Oh man, the Hang Seng, man, the Hong Kong exchange. I also like to call it the Chinese market. It's actually looking for another pullback here. And then I don't know if I added the Nikkei. Let's see, did I? Oh, right here. I gotta add that there. Let's see. Okay. Oh, yeah, the margins are way bigger. Damn, but for some reason, man, that's like a big drop from how the market was behaving today. So I don't know if it's actually going to continue going the way it is, right? You know, because look at that. That's a massive drop, man. And it looks like a bear flag right there. So who knows if Tesla wants to drop even more from there? Probably try to go, you know, between 322 and 325. Actually, as a matter of fact, no. Wait. Let me. Oh no, I closed it already. So it might be a different price right now. Precious metals, though. Look at this. Bro, you got silver gaining. That's on the 30-minute. On the hourly, you got this sucker here bouncing from 31.60 to now $33.60 an ounce. So this thing is definitely climbing back up. Look at it on the 4-hour chart. Definitely a big rally here taking place. And what do you think when this happens? Oh my God! And what if silver hits $34 once again, including gold, which is looking to come back from this inverse head and shoulders. I'm gonna try to make new day highs. Probably try to reach back over 3,400. All those stocks, those minor stocks, like EXK. You can see the algorithm there. Looks like it's turning up. This could EXK calls can benefit from this for sure. If you go out further in expiration, $4 calls could print, knowing the fact that precious metals is climbing a lot higher, in my opinion. And not only that, you got HYMC, which on the 4-hour, it looks like it's so close to breaking that yellow line there. This is the RSI, the all-in-one RSI. This is the 50 momentum moving average length. And then you got the RSI length at 14. It's at 50. This breaks over, and then you might just see HYMC with a breakout right there. So put targets to 290, right around 3, maybe 320, right here where the 50 MA is at. How's the daily looking like here? What the heck is this? What? What is this? How did I do that? What? I'm so wait, hold on, I'm confused. Where did this come from? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is this? Bro, I'm confused. Hold on. Where did this come from? Yeah, I don't know what's going on, bro. What is that, man? What is it? how these people do it, man. With their these bar patterns. Okay, I think this is actually taking a little bounce there. 350. You go to options. June 20th. $3 calls. Oh, okay. 25 each. 25. So maybe get like 10. Pops up. 60, 70 cents. Shoot, okay. You know what? I'm at a target right there. Target right here. Boom. There you go. Yeah, you know that's what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah. Let me stop playing with this. Let me stop playing with this, man. Alright, it's almost midnight, man. I gotta go in bed. I gotta get going to bed right now, man. It's getting a little crazy, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting ready. And you guys gonna enjoy the rest of your night. See what's going on here real quick. What's happening here real quick. Just making sure nothing going crazy. Just metals, oil. Yeah, I gotta keep track of oil, man. I'm gonna keep track of oil for a bit. 670, 6210, 6280. Then HUSA, Indo. Alright, bet. Alright, bro. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this. And, yeah, man, let's call it a night. Alright. I want to thank each and every one of you for chilling in the lion's den with yours truly, Lion of all trades. Ladies and gentlemen, family, thank you. Much love to everybody. Lewis, thank you. Shout out to Fishy. Shout out to you, Kenneth, Big JR. Thank you to you, James Price, Adrian Juarez, Adam Al-Shari, man. Appreciate you joining the stream and for sharing that information unkindly. Johnny, shout out to him. Matt, Moisley, and Chris with a K, shout out to him. Zali, and yeah, everybody else, y'all take it easy, sleep well, and good luck tomorrow on your trades. And just know that, again, everything and anything said in the stream was strictly my opinion, not financial advice, and all my streams are just for educational, research, and entertainment purposes. So again, thank you, and we'll see you in the next video or stream. And I will keep in touch on Discord. And yeah, man. Yeah, have a good night. Peace out. Take care.